Hello, hello, my lovelies. Today we're going to be talking about the Hawthorne Legacy, my review of it, what I thought of it. So, yeah, let's just jump into it. Without any further ado, grab a snack, grab a drink, and let's just jump into it. Roll the intro. Welcome back. Now, I read this week The Hawthorne Legacy by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is the second book in the series I think that she's making. The first one being called The Inheritance Games. It's a really popular book on TikTok. So I decided to read the first one and I loved it. I gave it 5 stars. Now, let's jump into book number 2, this one. This book follows Avery Grams after she has, initially solved the first round of puzzles that have ties to her inheritance from stranger billionaire Tobias Hawthorne. And in this book, they are trying to find his long-lost son and figure out why he ran away. Why he did not claim the inheritance after his father died and just basically allowed Avery to get it. Now, I was loving this book so much, and then the twists got crazier and crazier, and it just started to go off for me. Like, I still liked it. Let me preface this, I still liked this book, just not as much as the first one, because twists got to the point where I felt like we were jumping the shark a bit. I don't want to spoil it because I want people to enjoy this for themselves, but there is one twist that I feel was just so unneeded towards the end, and it was like 3 twists in a row that I felt like were really unneeded. And through this book, there's this whole theme that her and this guy, the Hawthorne grandson's uncle, Tobias Hawthorne's son, the real heir, like there's this connection between her mom, Avery's mom, and Tobias Hawthorne II, the uncle, and it's painted to be one way the entire time in this book, and I felt that tied up so many, questions from the first book, if you know what I mean. I understood the twist, and I was like, oh, I was kind of expecting that. And I felt really comfortable in that. And I was like, you know what? This is good. This is great. That explains so much. And then the twist is turned on its head. And I'm like, well, why did we be led on with that connection the entire time if it wasn't even true? You know what I mean? It felt really unneeded. And then there's these 2 major events, the last 100 pages that I felt were so, again, unneeded. It could have been good. Because one of the points of a mystery is, towards the end of the book, you're supposed to, tie up loose ends. You're supposed to, not throwing any more twists. A lot of the last puzzles are supposed to be revealed. And I feel like she was kind of setting it up loosely, so that way if she wanted to make another book to this one, she could. I felt like these 2 twists at the end, 2 huge events happened to Avery, in the last 100 or so pages, and they felt so unneeded. Things could have been resolved between her and Tobias Hawthorne II, and not in the way that they happened. Certain events shouldn't have happened to lead up to that, and I feel like it was so... there's twists, and then there's just twisting everything, Pretty Little Liars series finale style, where the twist was just put there to fool everyone for no good reason. Just so you could be like, haha, I outsmarted you, type thing. That's kind of how I feel. There's good twists, and there's twists you understand, and then there's twists that happen, and they have, no reason at all. What was the reason? What was the reason? Jennifer. Ms. Jennifer, what was the reason? I was losing my shit. And not in the best way in the last 100 pages. I felt like, you know, the connection that we formed before was like, you know what, that makes sense. It ties a lot of things together, and there's still a lot of mystery to be had surrounding that whole thing. Because there's like two main mysteries that they're trying to solve in this book. There's the mystery of what happened to Toby on the island that caused him to run away in the first place and to, you know, fake his death. And then there's the mystery surrounding, you know, Avery's mom, her ties to Toby, and what that could mean for Avery. There's like all these different mysteries going on, and a mystery, it felt like a lot of things did not need to happen to get to the same result. That's what I'm really trying to say. Now that I've like put that into words, like, yes, exactly. That's exactly what I'm trying to mean, is like, it felt like there was a lot of things that happened that could have easily been resolved in a different, less explosive way. And it really took me out of it for a minute. Like, I wanted to DNF because I'm like, why is this thing? Okay, now this happened and now that happened. Like, this big thing happened to her. And then a week later, this other big thing happens. Why? What was the reason? What was the reason? I wish I would have recorded my reactions to reading this, because there was always a constant, what the fuck is happening? Or, I am so confused. I don't know how many times I said those sentences, I'm so confused, and what the fuck is happening? And sometimes it was good, but other times it was like, what the fuck is happening? Why? Why? What the fuck? That's how this book felt for me. It was very much a mixed bag. Like, it's good. It's just, where I gave the first book a 5 stars, I'm gonna probably give this one a fair 3.5 stars. Like, it's not good enough to be a 4-star, but I can't give it a 2 because it was still good. It still connects a lot of dots, and it's still a solid continuation of the first mystery. But I just felt like there was some things in it that just shouldn't have happened. And that's why I'm giving it a 3.5 stars, or maybe even a soft 4 stars. Like, very soft 4. Because it felt like there was a few twists in it that I didn't feel like needed to happen. And I did like a lot of, like, you know, the found family aspects in it. Like, I think I said in the first video, I think I said I liked a lot of, like, the found family type stuff in it. And that was great. And there was, like, a lot of relationships that were repaired and I found really sweet. Like, the boys, the Hawthorne grandsons, Jameson, Nash, Grayson, and Xander, all kind of repair a relationship with one of their aunts in a really sweet way. And they kind of include their aunt later on in the mystery a little bit. And I really liked that. I really liked how they kind of are repairing things through the mystery their grandfather left behind originally for his daughters. And I like that. I liked that aspect, and I thought that was really sweet. Now, if we want to talk about shipping culture, I don't really care for Jameson and Avery together. I really liked the moments more where Grayson and Avery were kind of having moments together, and they were kind of having this, like, flirtation type thing going on. That's just me, though. Again, these are all opinions. This is a review. This is what I thought of the book. Like, you don't have to like my ships. You don't have to like my ships, okay? You don't have to agree with me. You know, been on Tumblr. Don't come at me for my ships. Please don't. I could do without it. But yeah, that's really what I thought about this book. I would recommend reading it. If you really loved the first one, read this one. Read the second one, because it was still good. I just felt like there was some things in it that were kind of unneeded. So, yeah, that's my review. If you guys enjoyed this video, please hit the like and the subscribe buttons, maybe. We're we're kind of close to 2,000 subscribers. I am so excited and I want to reach that goal by spring or summer at the very latest. Yeah, there's the whole YouTuber spiel. I talk about books, I talk about movies, I talk about all kinds of things, fandom news, drama news, all kinds of stuff. So if you want to stick around and maybe check out the channel, please do. Yeah, that's it. I love you guys so much and I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.